In this video, I'll explain the details of a collateralized loan obligation, a CLO. I will go through the basics of a CLO, starting with the L part of the CLO, the loan, moving on to the C part of the CLO, which is how these loans are collateralized, or in other words, combined and used as collateral. And finally, I'll talk about the final product, the CLO, and how the CLO is broken down into different tranches for different investors.
So let's get started. In a collateralized loan obligation, a CLO, what is the L, the loan part of the CLO? Well, it's not any loan. It refers primarily to corporate loans, loans to companies. Usually these loans are given to firms involved in a leveraged buyout as senior secured loans. Now, you may have heard of CMOs, CBOs, or CDOs before. Well, CMOs, collateralized mortgage obligations, use mortgages. CBOs, collateralized bond obligations, use bonds. And CDOs, collateralized debt obligations, use all types of debt. Now, CLOs, which we'll be talking about today, are a subset of CDOs. So the loans are a subset of all debt. So what does the C part of the CLO mean? It stands for collateralized. Let's explain. A CLO asset manager will make many loans to companies. Let's say about 150 loans. Then the asset manager will put these loans into a pool and will use this pool of loans as collateral. Let's call it a collateral pool of 150 loans. Finally, the company will divide up the capital pool into different tranches of debt as well as equity. It'll start with AAA, then AA, and we'll go all the way down to equity. Then, the asset manager will sell off each tranche to a different investor that has a different risk profile. Since the AAA portion will account for the most senior portion of the collateral pool of 150 loans, it'll be the least risky and could be purchased by institutional investors such as insurance companies. Since equity will be the least senior portion of the collateral pool of 150 loans, it'll be the most risky and will be purchased by sophisticated investors that are aware of the risk-return characteristics of the investment and will have a full understanding of the details of the loans, including estimated default rates and recovery rates.
In this video, we talked about the details of a collateralized loan obligation, a CLO. We started by talking about the L part of the CLO, the loan or the corporate loan. Then we talked about the C part of the CLO, how these loans are collateralized, or in other words, combined to be used as collateral. And then finally, we talked about the final product, the CLO, and talked about how the CLO is broken down into different tranches for different investors. If you have any questions whatsoever about CLOs or any type of investment strategy, please leave a comment below.